Evening all, welcome to a challenging mission. I thought we'd have a bit of a change of pace today. We're not going to do anything too PvP, we're just going to show a good done challenging mission. Actually not good done because good done, that's terrible English, but also we don't do terribly well at it anyway. But I thought what I'd do today is talk about the incursions because that sounds quite cool. As you see, 4 Seeker drones go to work. Yeah, they don't do much, do they? A bit worrying. But let's talk about the incursions and let's talk about the patch coming on the 12th. This might even be released around that time, probably a bit after. But I think one of the things that I did see was the 4 gear sets. And I'm just going to click around my computer now to actually find where that link was. Nano linked me it, thank God, because otherwise I wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm just looking for it now. Oh my god, what have I done with it? Typical, I always lose these things. Here we go. So, what I got from this was there's going to be kind of special gear sets. Okay, so I'm just going to make that very clear. There's 4 gear sets. There's the Strikers, Battle Gear, Path of the Nomad, Tactician's Authority, and Sentry's Call. And I'll probably post the pictures somewhere. But basically this is talking about the bonuses you get for running these kind of gears. Okay, and I'll just go through them very succinctly, quickly. Basically, number 1, Striker's Battle Gear is all about damage, critical damage. Okay, now critical damage is my build. I run a build that is completely critical damage. I think my current build is something like 45 to 49% critical hit chance. So that's every other bullet is a critical hit. And then the critical hit bullet's damage is increased by basically 2.8 times. Okay, because it's the damage of the bullet plus another bonus. So, you know, that works out to be that it can do about 300,000 DPS if you get all your shots on target. Also, that assumes body shots. So I run a gun then that has a... Oh my god, this is so boring. I'm going to very quickly cover it. I run a gun that has a headshot bonus as well, so plus 24% headshot damage. So if you hit the head, you're doing something like 3.5 times the damage. Okay, no more. I won't say anymore. Anyway, this Striker gear, basically what it does is every time you hit something, it does 1% more damage, and it stacks. So if you hit 100 shots in a row, you do 100% more damage. Missing shots will drop the bonus. Oh my god, did you see that ragdoll? Lol. And yeah, so if you miss, obviously that's going to be an issue, but you know the bonus is reduced by 1% every second. So if you're running SMGs and you all run in, and you know one of your guys is running this, effectively, well, no, I don't think they share, but anyway, we'll have to look at that. But if you're running this gear, what it means is that every hit you hit, you know, if you get like 50 shots on target with an SMG, then that's a massive curve of damage. So what you know, basically you could do 1 million with my gun I've got right now. I could do 1 million hits of damage, assuming that I hit 50% of the time, right? I think that's right. Anyway, so that feels around kind of what that build is for. It's for really kind of brawling. Okay. Now the crazy set, which just seems overpowered beyond belief, but I'm sure what most people will run, is the Path of the Nomad. This is obviously for lone wolves who run around doing lone wolfy things. And that's a 50% scavenging boost, and then health on kill by 20%, so that's pretty good. But when you die, so let's say somebody shoots you, receive fatal damage, you're instantly healed to full health, and it can occur once every 10 minutes. Yeah? So that basically means if you're killed, it will re-heal you, then you've got 10 minutes counter to then not die again. I like it, it's pretty cool, but I think it might be massively overpowered. If you've got 4 dudes running that, you basically have all got 4 lives, or 8 lives in total. The other set is the Tactician's Authority. Seems to be a sniper skill power, or rather, I guess a tactical skill user one. So you've got 4,000 plus skill power. You've got 20% skill haste, which is quite nice. And every 60k of damage your group deals adds 1% skill power to you for a max of 100% bonus. Bonus is reduced by 1% every second. The group isn't dealing damage. So combine that with the Battle Gear one. You've then got somebody who then can be constantly healing you, yeah? So it's a bit lodgy, it's a bit... Or not necessarily just healing you, they could be doing other things like, you know, what's the word? They could be doing, you know, tactical stuff like the turrets and all that. So it's useful stuff, it's quite cool. And the last one is the sniper, it's the Sentry's Call. It's basically 30% headshot damage, 20% elite damage to elites. And then headshots mark the enemy, increasing the damage inflicted on target by 15% for a duration of 10 seconds each. The target can receive up to 3 marks. So basically, a sniper, that's a sniper that can just mark your... So that dude could shoot these 2 heavy buggers here and increase all damage to them by 30%. I'm not sure I've got that right. No, 45%. Then I can ping them with my ping and take that to a maximum 60 probably. So nice, I like it. It's very tactical. I think that's going to be quite cool. This is going to be just one example of one of the things they're adding. This is this kind of, sets. The other thing is the incursions. So I think incursions is going to be interesting because that could also potentially be something that changes the game somewhat. It's limited to 4. I think a lot of people expected 8-man gangs. I think the problem with 8-man gangs is there might have been too much. I think the problem with 8 people, and we saw this with missions that we've done where we've glitched 8 people into a challenging match. It's a cakewalk. There's no challenge, and I think a lot of people would have fun doing an 8-man, whatever instance or challenge. But after a while, it gets pretty dull. So I think that's another thing to bear in mind. Because what's the point of playing something that isn't actually a challenge? I think that is a really big point. In fact, something that Nana and I were talking about in the Dark Zone last night was actually we were just running a 2-man gang in the Dark Zone at level, I think, DZ6. And it was really hard. It was really, really hard. And I think that was actually the best thing about it because it was tactically a challenge. You had to really pick and choose your position, and it was fun. When you just run a 4-man gang in a Dark Zone, nothing's that difficult, really. And I think it just becomes, spray and pray, really. Just kill stuff, move on, and see how it goes. And I think that got a little bit, that's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's good to get your gear and stuff like that, but I would say it got a bit annoying towards the end. So I would recommend, if you haven't done that yet, run in a gang of 2. And you'll probably have a good time. Anyway, so I think, actually, I think the challenge for this incursion piece is going to be now how it will work. Is it just a single mission? It certainly looks like it is. It's apparently assaulting the Last Man Battalion's new commander's headquarters, spoiler alert. And I'm not too sure, really, if it's much more than just a big challenge mission, actually. I'm not sure. I hope it is more than that, and I hope more of this stuff is coming. But anyway, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll carry on this conversation in the next video.